Alright, we're live. So, I'm going to start with something I've been looking forward to. Messing around with a bunch of ideas I've written down that I want to try with ChatGPT. So for those who aren't familiar, this is essentially a chatbot, a conversational agent released by OpenAI that is state of the art in the kind of dialogue and the ideas it can play with and the capabilities it has. We're still discovering exactly all of the things this can help us do, I think, and so that's what I want to experiment with today. I already feel like it's immensely valuable, but maybe I'm still underusing it. So I've written a list of things I want to try, so we're going to start with this before we get onto some real work. So one of the things I've been thinking about is, with all this new AI technology, it's going to eventually replace a lot of the work we do, or certainly I do, in terms of programming. How to start changing my focus now into the direction that's going to be relevant and the best I can do in the coming years. And so maybe I'll start with that. So let's ask, in a world where AI is helping to automate increasingly more tasks, such as programming, how should I start to change my focus in order to adapt to this? Yeah, skills that complement AI and automation rather than competing with them. I will say that makes sense. That's exactly my thought, is you're not going to compete with it. So how do you complement it? Apart from that, the rest is very vague. Yeah, so skills that are difficult to automate. So what are skills that are difficult to automate? What skills are difficult to automate? Creative and critical thinking. Emotional intelligence. Skills that involve dealing with uncertainty. Yeah. Let's try something else. How to choose what to work on. So consider my interests, consider the potential impact, consult with others. So let's say my interests, so let's see, my skills involve programming, product development, let's say health and fitness. Let's say my skills and interests involve programming, product development, health and fitness, music composition. What else do I like? Let's go with that for now. What are some ideas for things I could work on that would benefit others, that use my unique combination of traits? You may want to consider developing a health and fitness related software product that incorporates music and technology. A workout tracking app that uses music to motivate users. That's quite interesting. Music composition software. What are some other things I like? So I like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm also interested in BJJ. What are some potential project ideas I could work on there? Training and tracking app. Yeah, virtual reality training system. I mean, yes. So I suppose what I want is it to help me come up with great product ideas, and then do all the work. So I also want to be able to talk to this thing on the go. So how can I have a conversation with this through speech? I'm going to ask it that. Provide a minimal design implementation that would allow me to converse with you via audio so that I can talk to you while I walk. Got a microphone. Okay. Could use something like Skype or Google. That'll be Meets. Google Meet. Alright. Are you familiar with... I mean, clearly not. OpenAI's Whisper. Nah. Because OpenAI Whisper. This strikes me as the tool it can build a transcript of your speech audio with extremely high accuracy. So I've not looked too much at this, but I hear it's great. So how much does it cost to use? OpenAI Whisper use? Isn't it open source? Yeah, it's on GitHub. I'd love to try this out. So you can pip install it. Okay. So I could run this large model, but it would be hefty. Wonder how quickly that works. Could you have a conversation? You'd have to hook it. How would you hook it up to Google Meet or something? Okay. That'd be tricky, wouldn't it, actually, because it wants to transcribe an audio file, and you'd have to tell it when you're starting and stopping talking. So I suppose you push a button, say something, and then when you stop pressing, that's an audio file saved, and then you transcribe it, and then you run it into ChatGPT. It's interesting. Okay. So I saw some interesting examples of generating games and worlds which you could play with. What about generating workflow diagrams? I was thinking you could get it to produce a diagram in code in a workflow language and then render it. So let's see. Suggest a workflow diagram for solving the following business problem. We have to write a report that uses information from potentially thousands of documents. Now that summarizes the key points from potentially thousands of documents. Looks like that could take some time. Oh, here we go. Collect and organise the documents to be summarised. Identifying relevant sources. Extract key information. Important keywords, phrases, concepts. Once the information has been extracted, use a summarising algorithm to generate a concise summary. Review and revise the summary to ensure that it's good. Checking for errors, omissions or inconsistencies. Okay. Maybe I should specify that I want this to be fully automated, but this is fine for now. Create the final report. Okay, now I wonder if I can get it to produce an actual diagram. So what are some diagramming languages? Yeah, unified. Yeah, I've heard of that one. What about if I get it to create an SVG of the diagram? That's great. Create an SVG depicting this workflow. Peak time, I suppose. Unified modeling language. I've looked at this before. Well, in the meantime, while we're waiting for that to crunch, I'm gonna knock off some tasks on this product. That we're working on. OpenPlayground. So, what needs to be done? Got this presets menu, which I like. I want to be able to close it. I've moved it over to the right, and I'm now going to make this button so that it can close and open the presets. So I'm going to make the angle change, and I'm going to make it. Okay, so I'm going to knock that off quickly, and then after that, I want to create an example run and get that all working. And then I think, aside for some tests and documentation, you know, we're pretty close to release with this. This is going to be open source. I've got a rich text editor integration in the work here, but got to be ruthless with the scope of the first release. The rich text editor is going to be a quick follow-up, I think. Alright, so let's deal with this. in the meantime, still waiting for. This looks like it's errored. So let me see if I can refresh it. Fire it off again. Oh, it's giving me a shorter version. Oh my god. Hey Mitch. This is so it's just done this in plain text. I didn't think of that. I wonder if I can get it to do a CSV. To depict this workflow. Not able to generate images. I bet it would have done this a week ago. I'm finding this quite appealing though, because we can always parse, just get it to do a format and then parse that with something later on and present it all nicely. You could make this into a its own app, just sort of a workflow diagram creation tool. Maybe users could edit the points, but just I think this would be, if you made this look pretty and just parsed this into a workflow diagram, I think that'd be pretty sick. I really liked the answer it gave me though before, the longhand answer. Identify the documents that need to be summarized. I could drill into each of these points. For step 1, provide a more detailed workflow. I don't feel right not saying please. I'm going to drop that, of course, soon enough. Here we go. Identify. Okay, so this is for the first step of identifying documents that need to be summarized. So identify the purpose and scope of the report. Yes, absolutely. This will help determine which documents are relevant. Yeah. Well, I've been trying to just talk to these things, as if they were people, because I feel like maybe that gives better results. But I'm sure it's an illusion. You know that business model where you, it's like the concierge business model, where before you automate something, you just have people doing it behind the scenes. It could be. Of course, it's too fast for that. You could have done this though. You could have done this years ago. Yeah, mechanical Turk GPT. Now that's gonna be the business. Amazon is gonna take GPT and Turk it. Of course, they probably won't, because the big players don't seem to be really. I can't believe Google hasn't already put large language models to use. It's just strange. So, identify the purpose and scope of the report. I love this. Create a list of the documents that need to be summarized. This can be created manually by going and saying in, out for each document. Verify the list of documents to, It's probably always going to be I want to see some more complicated workflow diagrams with like branching. I wonder how I can make it do that. Like identify purpose, create list of docs, and then maybe something like sending the docs out to different people. Show a variant of this diagram where step 2 branches out to different people to assess the documents. I'll be so stoked if it does. Well, I mean, this still makes sense, but I just want some craziness in the diagram. But I like that it's given me a new step: divide the list among the team members. This is great. If you had some, I'd love to build some app on top of this that renders workflows into really nice. Alright, I'm just going to do a little bit more on this. I'm going to move on to something else. Pre-process the documents by cleaning them up and removing any irrelevant information. Extract the key points using a summarization algorithm or tool. Yes. Organize the extracted key points into coherent structure. I like this. Might be time to start writing song lyrics instead of this, all this logical stuff. Now let's try this. With the advent of AI and large language models, what are the top 3 changes to life and society would you predict in the next few years? We've heard that one before. Automation of jobs, improved access to information. Large language models, such as Assistant. Where's that then? Changes in communication and interaction. Yeah, I'm looking for something a bit more insightful. What changes as a result of these? Alright. What are some specific examples of ways these changes might affect me? Okay. Might affect me as a programmer, aspiring, say, entrepreneur. Looks like it's taking its time. All right, so I'm gonna crunch on with one of my tasks here. So yeah, I'm gonna get this preset menu. Nice. So first of all, I'm gonna change the angle on these chevrons when the menu comes out. So playground view, presets button. So how am I gonna do it? In the render function, I could have a bit of state saying if the drawer is open, then I could just manually manipulate the DOM there, or I could have a duplicate button in my HTML and then show and hide them. Toggle show and hide between the two. I'll probably do that. See how that works out. So, of course, the risk there is that at some craziness they end up both showing, which would be annoying. It might just be better to just hit this element and change its value. Maybe I'll do that. So let's find the presets button. Show presets button, it's here. So I could have I'll just change the value of this, the inner HTML of this element for now. So if I say in the render function, we'll say if the presets drawer is open, well, show presets button angles icon based on where the presets drawer is open. So do I have any some state for it? Well, I can do if the drawer is open, then let's have show presets button in a HTML. Angles left. Else angles right. So this draw class doesn't have an is open as part of its state. I really want just a property that is calculated from this. So property for is open, closed, get is closed. No, I don't need that, do I? Just is open. Whack this up at the top. Probably use that somewhere else as well in here. This can now just be this dot is open. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Still nothing. So I'm going to go back to the playground view. I'm going to do some console logging. Oh, I need to hit render after my. Let's just do render in here. It might be worth doing something more specific. But there we go. Should it be the other way around? You know, I actually want to listen to an event. This dot draw, yeah, on on open and on close, or on close. That's where I'm going to change the change button HTML. Oh, it's going to give me a suggestion there. And on open, let's try this. Get rid of that stuff I just did in the render. And I'm going to trigger an event from my draw component. I could call it, I'm going to abstract this out to just draw, but for now it's called left draw. So I want to create, so I'm going to have in the init listeners for the left draw, I'm going to, no, so when open is called, I'm going to dispatch an event. Dispatch event, notify the drawer has been opened, so yeah, we'll just call it open. Well, this is all stuff I don't need, I can just call it open, right? Open. No, it doesn't like that. No, it has to be an event. New custom event. Draw. Yep, same thing here. Boom. And so let's see if these are firing off. Yeah, that's working. Kind of like it. I need to make it so that when I click on it now, it's going to hide it. So the presets button, I would call it, yeah, show presets button. If it's open, yeah, that's what we want. Otherwise, you know, actually, we can just do toggle. Draw dot toggle. There we go. So I think this is good. I'm going to put those arrows in. I'm a sucker for an icon. So show presets, that's going to be angles left. It's just going to be presets. Other way around. I'm not sure I'm going to like this, but... And now I've got to start. Start with the same idea here. Should really not be duplicating this here. I could just have that initiate on the render, but let's just see, this looks kind of strange now, I think, with these arrows that way around. Not sure I like it. Yeah, well, Maybe I just change it back to show presets and hide presets. That'll do for now. Hide presets. Just always have them as right. Or only on the only for showing presets. There. It's better than it was. For now, I'm just going to remove the icons. That's cool. We'll go with that. Alright, so, and I can remove this, right? Now. Yeah, I think this is, you know, it works. It works. So, okay. So the next thing I want to do is to create an example run. Now, last thing I did, runs weren't working, so I'm going to get that working, and then I'm going to create, just like I've done with the presets, where I have these examples being preloaded with the app. I've got a data set that's preloaded with the app. I'm going to have more, and I'm going to have a run that's preloaded with the app, so that you can just go from zero to running everything without having to upload anything or do any work. So that's the final task here, I think. So let's see that everything's working. So I've got my, gonna load my preset for coffee consumption key points. No, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do keywords. So I load that, and it's a template. I can preview the template. I've got my data set here. Got my Semantic Scholar coffee dataset, record 1. Can load it like this, and now I should be able to just fire that off. See it working immediately. Yep, and it does. So now that should translate immediately to a run. I can go to my run and I can create that exact same setup. And now this is where I'm getting this error, so I need to fix this. So I don't seem to be sending. The error was that the API key is invalid, and indeed I'm not sending my API key currently. I think I know where that's got to be. So, yeah, in the... Where is this error happening? So I go to my Cohere file. This is where I'm logging the body, and indeed it's got no API key in it, and it should do. So why is that? So where am I calling get suggestions? Go to the runs, the runs view, to start run. Okay, so that's in the runs.ts, and now start run. This is the method where we are firing off the run. So we're calling get suggestions with just prompt text, which is correct, passing the settings in the constructor. So getting the settings here, and that needs to have our API key in it. So let's check that. Language model settings, it's got no API key in it. Now, I remember doing some work where I removed that for a certain case for privacy reasons. Preset.get language model settings. So the language model settings doesn't have the API key in it. So if I go to where I'm creating those language model settings, oh no, I know why this had this. Does it work with yeah, see that's an example template that's preloaded with the app, and so there's no API key associated with it. We need to pull that, and that API key is inserted when the preset is saved. So this raises the question, well, I guess the API key shouldn't be saved with the language model settings. When we create the run, if the provider is Cohere, then it should look in local storage for the API key associated with that. That's assuming that you're only ever going to use one API key for each provider. You could have multiple for different purposes. You just have to change them. But that's for later. So maybe in the runs, when we start the job, start the run, we need to get the API key. So in the settings, if there's no, if no API key in settings, get from local storage. So yeah, throw an error. Yeah, we want that. Yeah, so now we need to get the key where that's stored in local storage. So if I go to the playground, we've got an object that stores that. So local storage What's the API key? Provider. Change language model provider. Provider to storage key. That's the object I want. So make this a global. Oh no, it's already in its own little file, so this is good. Provider to storage key. I need to import into runs. Provider to storage key. Get item. Well, so that's this is the stuff. All right. So let's test this again. Okay, same error. So let's log the settings again. Ah, okay. So the stored state is that, and then the API key is that. Now we're running. Okay, it's worked, and now I have keywords extracted for all 20 of my documents. That's awesome. Oh look, I need to finish this. I need to fix this templating error. So in the run view.html, got run name. In the run view, why is this not props? Assignment of type, container, HTML, props, CSS, not assignable to. Do I need to do I need to render the template here? I find that strange. So I go to the view. If I go to the component does take props and do the rendering. I need to pass that from the view. I need to take props from the view, and they will go in here. And now it works. Okay. So now to make this run a default preloaded example. So I'm going to follow the same workflow I've done for example presets and example datasets. I go to my examples folder. I'm going to create a new file, runs.yaml. So let's have name coffee keywords example. Dataset Semantic Scholar Coffee. You have to figure out actually how this all hangs together, because this is fragile at the moment. Assuming all these things are going to be called this. And this is all I need. So, just as I've done here, I'm going to create a new file. Well, I already have a runs.typescript, so here we're going to import example runs from data.examples runs.yaml. We also need the YAML parsing. This is going to be a raw. And function load example runs. So let's just log those for now to see that this is running. So I'm going to add this function to my main entry point and just run it and make sure that that's all running. Got a error there. Still, so I'm in. Okay, I'm already at the top level there. So I think, yeah, there we go. And now I've got my example runs, and I've got the name, the dataset, and the preset. Okay, so now the process of finding those elements and creating the run. So I'm hoping that Copilot's going to get a good handle on this. So create the run object and save to database. So for each run, yeah, I'm going to create a new run. It's got these properties, so dataset name, run.dataset, preset name's that. Get, do we have a get dataset by name? No, don't think so. Get datasets, no, I don't know, I was going to say dataset that, presets that. Yeah, I think we should, let's just return. Well, no, let's throw. When loading example run. So that's create run. So I think that should be it. We'll have some checks as well. Check that. Check that a run with this name already exists. So runs. Existing runs. If there's an existing run, don't do anything. So, if I now, this is showing me that it's worked essentially. So if I refresh, I should get that example run being loaded in. And it does, and if I refresh again, it shouldn't load in anymore. That's right. So that's great. And now I should be able to start it. And everything should run. Oh yeah. That's awesome. Okay. Alright, so I think that's done. I think it's time to push this branch. So I've added example runs. Next session, gonna go through this on all screen sizes and just run the gauntlet of styling, UX touch-ups, and so on. But functionality-wise, this is looking there for a prototype. So I've got a massive push to go through here. I'm just gonna, as I always do before I make a big commit like this, I just go through. And there are cases where I would break this up into smaller commits, obviously, but which I could do now by just pushing various files for different tasks, but I don't think my current situation warrants it. I think it all comes under the same banner. Just going to look through to see if there's any obvious things I can get rid of or shouldn't be pushing. Like that. I don't want to push that, so let me shut everything and remove this. That's just something I want to keep as a backup for later. looks like this is something I just created for debugging, which I don't need. So let me go to that, remove it. So this should disappear, this change. Oh, I do want those though. Let's not log this, because that will have API key in it. No, actually I've removed it. This is the old, this is the new, okay. Oh yes, the compare view, I need to fix that. I think I can get rid of this now. Some old preset menu. Logic. I'll have to check for TypeScript errors as well. Oh, I can get rid of these this save settings button. Commented out stuff. Get rid of this. This is often the case pre-commit. I end up finding loads of commented out stuff I can get rid of. Yeah, let's be ruthless. Alright, so work on example presets, datasets and runs. I think that will do. Awesome. All in a day's work. And now it's time to seek dinner. Farewell.